Hello children, myself By I.C.Baleechwal welcomes all of you. Today we are continuing chapter 7 fractions. Now today we learn like fractions, unlike fractions, equivalent fractions, how we compare the fractions, okay? How we compare the like fraction and how we compare the unlike fractions. So watch this video carefully up to the end, then you understand better. If you have any problem, then again you can watch, okay? Then you learn. Now we start from like fractions. What are the like fractions? Fractions with same denominators are called like fractions. This is the example. Thus 1 by 15, 2 by 15, 3 by 15, 8 by 15 are all like fractions because their denominators are same. Okay? You all know very well the like fractions having the denominators same. Okay? Now, if their denominators are different, therefore they are not like fractions. They are called unlike fractions if the denominators are different, like that. But these are the same denominator, so they are like fractions. Okay? But if we put 9 by 12 and 10 by 13 and like that, these are the unlike fractions because the denominators are different. These are the like fraction and these are the unlike fractions. Okay? So, we compare fractions. First we compare like fractions. Two fractions with the same denominators, the fraction with the greater numerator is greater. Because the same denominator fractions are like fractions, so we have only comparing the numerators. Greater is the numerator, greater is the fractions. Here are the two fractions 4 by 5 and 3 by 5. Here both the denominators are same, but the numerator of this fraction is greater. That's why 4 by 5 is greater. Okay? Now we take unlike fractions. Two fractions are unlike if they have different denominators. Okay? Like 3 by 4, 2 by 3. These having different denominator. Okay, so these are unlike fractions. So this type of case, how can we handle, how can we comparing fractions when the fractions are unlike? Now we learn. Unlike fractions with same numerators. If we have unlike fraction, that is the denominators are different, but the numerators are same, then we can also able to compare them easily. Here we express these in the form of pictorial view. 1 by 3 has 3 parts as a whole, because the denominator is 3, so we have 3 equal parts and we have to consider 1. This is the 1. So this is 1 by 3 and 1 by 5. First we have 5 parts of as a whole and we have to consider 1 part. So this is 1 by 5. Okay? Both are the unlike fractions, but their numerators are same. In this case, smaller is the denominator, greater is the fraction. Here, 1 by 3 having the smaller denominator, so 1 by 3 is greater from 1 by 5. So this type of cases in which the denominators are different but the numerators are same, the smaller denominators having the greater value. If the numerator is the same in two fractions, the fraction with the smaller denominator is greater. So consider this thing. Smaller is the denominator, greater of the two. Greater is the fraction. Now we can take another example. 1 by 8 and 1 by 10. Here the numerators are same but the denominators are different. Here this fractions having a smaller denominator, so this is greater. Okay, and this is smaller, so 1 by 8 is greater than 1 by 10. Here 3 by 5 and 3 by 7. Numerators are same, denominators are different, but this denominator is smaller, so this is greater. This fraction is greater. Okay, so this way you can also compare the unlike fractions. Okay, now what is the conclusion? Larger the denominator, smaller is the fraction. Here the denominator is the larger, the fraction is smaller. Okay, so this way you can compare when the numerators are same. This is applicable only when the numerators are same. So this way you can compare the unlike fractions. Now we learn arrangement in increasing order. Okay, here all the fractions having the same numerator and we have to arrange them in increasing. So larger the denominator comes first, because larger the denominator, smaller is the fraction. So larger denominator fraction comes first, then the denominator are reducing and the fraction become greater. Okay, so 2 by 13, 2 by 9, 2 by 7, 2 by 5, 2 by 1. This way we can arrange the fractions in increasing order, ascending order. Okay, now we want to compare unlike fractions like 2 by 3 and 3 by 4. Here they neither having the equal numerator nor having equal denominators. In such type of cases, how can we compare? Now we learn this. Their numerator is not same and denominator also not same. So what we have to do? First we found the equivalent fraction of both the fractions. Now first we start finding equivalent fraction of 2 by 3. By multiplying 2 numerator and denominator we get 2 2 ja 4, 3 2 ja 6. Now by multiplying 3 both numerator and denominator, 3 2 ja 6, 3 3 ja 9. By multiplying 4 both 2 4 ja 8, 4 3 ja 12. By multiplying 5 to both, 5 2 ja 10, 5 3 ja 15. This way we can found the equivalent fraction of the first fraction, and then we found the equivalent fraction of the second fraction. Second fraction is 3 by 4, so start finding equivalent fraction. By multiplying 2 to both, 3 2 ja 6, 4 2 ja 8. Again by multiplying 3, 3 3 ja 9, 4 3 ja 12, so we get 9 by 12, 9. Now by multiplying 4, 4 3 ja 12, 4 4 ja 16. But here by observing we can found that in both the equivalent fractions, here we found the denominators are equal. So these equivalent fractions can be comparing easily because Now these two equivalent fractions become like fractions because their denominator are equal. So this way you can arrange the equivalent fraction of the both the fraction and then found the equivalent fraction which having same denominator. Then you compare the numerator. Here this is 9 greater than 8. So this 9 by 12 is the bigger. 9 by 12 is greater than 8 by 12. So 3 by 4 is greater than 2 by 3 because this 9 by 12 is the equivalent fraction of 3 by 4. So 3 by 4 is greater. So this way we can express 3 by 4 is greater than 2 by 3. But how we found? We compare them with the help of equivalent fractions. So this way you can solve your problem of comparing the fraction. So equivalent fractions are very important to found. Okay. So learn them, practice them. Okay. Now we take more example. Now we take example. Compare 4 by 5 and 5 by 6. Okay. Solution. The fractions are unlike because their denominator are not same and the numerators are also unequal. Their numerators are also different too. Okay. So we have only one option by finding their equivalent fraction and comparing them. We start from 4 by 5. By multiplying 2, 4 2 is 8, 5 2 is 10. By multiplying 3, 4 3 is 12, 5 3 is 15. By multiplying 4, 4 4 is 16, 4 5 is 20. By multiplying 5, 4 5 is 20, 5 5 is 25. But we have to multiply both numerator and denominator with the same number. Then you get the equivalent fraction. Okay. And this way 6 4 is 24, 6 5 is 30. 7 4 is 28, 7 5 is 35. So these are the different equivalent fraction of 4 by 5. Now we take 5 by 6 and found different equivalent fraction by multiplying 2, 5 2 is 10, 6 2 is 12. Now 3, 5 3 is 15, 6 3 is 18. Now take 4, 5 4 is 20, 6 4 is 24. Now take 5, 5 5 is 25, 6 5 is 30. And now take 6, 6 5 is 30, 6 6 is 36. So this way we can found different equivalent fractions. Now observe carefully. Here both these equivalent fraction having the same denominator, that is 30. So these two equivalent fractions become like fractions and we can easily compare them by comparing their numerator. Here the 25 is the bigger, so 25 by 30 is greater than 24 by 30. So by comparing them we can write down the equivalent fractions with the same denominators are these two. So 4 by 5 having 24 by 30 and 5 by 6 having 25 by 30. Now compare them. So 25 by 30 is greater than 24 by 30. So this 5 by 6 is greater than 4 by 5. So this way we can compare. In this common denominator is 30. So we have to found that equivalent fraction which have common denominator. But how can this common denominator be found? Which is having 5 into 6 is the factors. So the common multiples are 5 into 6. It is common multiple of both 5 and 6. In both of these, this is also having 5 and 6, this is also having 5 and 6. But here one having 5 and other having 6. So you can found this thing that if we multiply both the denominator to each other, then we get these equivalent fraction very easily. So this way you can solve also. Now we have take one more example. Compare 5 by 6 and 13 by 15 Here both are unlike and the numerators are also different, and we have to found fractions are unlike, so find equivalent fractions with same denominator. So 6 and 15 having the equivalent fraction when its denominator become 30. So here 5 by 6 multiplying by 5, both numerator and denominator, 5 into 5 25, 6 into 5 30, and also here 13 by 15 by multiplying 2 we get 30, so we multiply numerator and denominator both by 2, 13 into 2 26 and 15 into 2 30. This way we can get the same equivalent, we can get equivalent fraction having the same denominator. So by comparing their numerator, we can compare the fraction. Here 26 by 30 is the bigger, 26 upon 30 is greater than 25 by 30, and this 26 by 30 is the equivalent fraction of 13 by 15. So 13 by 15 is greater than 5 by 6. So this way you can solve your question. Practice to found the equivalent fractions by different way, and then compare that equivalent fractions which have same denominator, that is they are like fractions. So easily you can compare and you can express them easily. Okay, so solve the exercise 7.3, okay, with the help of this knowledge. If you have any problem, then consult me. This is your homework. Have a nice day. Thanks.